What's going on? Gozy here, and welcome back to the channel. On our last video, we got the chance to get our first run-in on the new setup against a twin turbo Mustang. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. Alright, made a few revisions since then. Cut the shroud down a bit in order to be able to pull this front section forward and make room for the ProCharger inlet. May or may not keep the screen. I just don't want to suck up anything crazy while I'm driving the car. You know, just looking for a more streamlined airflow to the ProCharger. Make the most out of the setup. Alright, deleted the screen on the ProCharger head unit and added a bell mount, and she picked up another 2.5 psi, and definitely catching all the air now. Definitely feels like the car picked up another 100 horsepower or so. Cannot wait to put this baby on the dyno at this point, because now I'm really curious to see what it's making. I don't know, I might end up putting back some kind of screen just to ensure the longevity of the blades. I don't need those bad boys getting nicked and damaged just from regular street driving. Alright, and literally as I was adding some fuel in to compensate for the additional 2 psi, I noticed that I wasn't seeing the same miles per hour as I usually would at the top of the gear. I used to be able to do 60 to 130 in third gear. At the top of the gear, I was now seeing around 110, 115. So that coupled with the car pretty much just free revving from 6 to 7 grand only meant one thing, and yeah, pretty much clutch slip. So as you can see, dropped the trans, and we are redoing the clutch. I took out the RXT clutch, which is good for 1,000, and I had a spare RXT 1200 that I had gotten for a good price back in the day, so went ahead and I threw that bad boy in. So the discs weren't even worn that bad. It just wasn't able to hold the power that the car was making. I don't know if you guys can see that, but definitely a lot of meat left on those clutch discs. So I uninstalled the regular RXT, installed the RXT 1200, and hopefully that holds us off until we can get our hands on a triple disc that can hold a lot more power. Here we have our rear drivetrain. I'll show you guys what we have going on. So aftermarket shocks, QA1s with adjustable dampening, the knob right there. 15-inch conversion drop spindle, Weirwood calipers, and the brand for the conversion kit is LG Motorsports. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Give me a second. Yeah, LG Motorsports. I think they're averaging, I want to say $1,400 or so. All right, not a bad deal. All right, and over on the driver's side, we got some work going on as well. We're gonna be upgrading the in-tank fuel pump. Pretty sure what the prior owner did was just slap this Holley 1800 onto the setup and just full sent it. I believe it has a factory pump still inside the tank. A Holley pump is good for 725 liter per hour, and I'm going to be slapping on another 525 liter per hour pump inside the tank. That should put us at a total of roughly 1,300 liter per hour, which is equivalent to 340 gallons per hour. I think that's going to be more than enough fuel. And it's crazy because right now we're running FIC 2100cc injectors, and back then my worst fear was that I might have gone too big. But now dialing the car in at the top of the gears, I'm seeing 70, 77, 78 injected duty cycle. So that tells me that we got the right size and actually slowly approaching max capacity. I know most tuners don't like to go above that 80, 85, 90% duty cycles. And right now being at 78% injected duty cycle, that tells me that if I do any drastic breathing mods, I might have to up those injectors sizes once again. And hopefully what we have now is going to hold us off for the next foreseeable future. Alright, and then we get back to work. I'm going to be dropping this tank in a short while and showing y'all what pump is in there. My gamble is that it's a factory pump, but I might be wrong. We'll see. Alright, stick around. Alright, I got the fuel pump housing out, and it's definitely a factory pump. So I'm going to be cutting off the stuff that we're not going to be using anymore and installing a new one. I'm going to be cutting off
the power supply right at the terminal.
Alright, so pretty much just ran right through it. Fuel pump has been replaced, took out the factory, swapped it out for the 525 liter per hour in tank pump, mounted the tank back on, and now I'm about to slap the fender liner back in and then prep the transmission to go back in. Transmission is back on, buttoned up the rear suspension as well. Working my way up forward, I had to remove the intake manifold in order to get to some of the bell housing bolts. So I'm gonna be bolting this baby back on the motor and then buttoning up the rest of the stuff up here. Fast forward, we have the car put back together and we are up here in Baltimore, Maryland at my parents', and I'm just up here visiting family, visiting friends, and I think it was perfectly timed with the hurricane happening down south in the Tampa, Bradenton area. I've got quite a few friends who haven't seen the car in person, so I'll be taking them out for a test drive. I got a couple runs lined up for tonight as well. I'll be posting those runs in my next video. Alright, so make sure you stay tuned and I'll be seeing y'all on the next video.